Hi everyone, today I'm going to go over the referral process for special education from my district. There are three different referral processes used by our district. They are the child find, the MTSS, SST, and the parent written request. So for child find, what our district does is that the teacher or the school personnel, they seek out children who may have a disability or refer them for special education. The teachers might be noticing that the child is struggling with academics, or they might have some behavior concerns. So once that's noticed by the teacher, then the district will then meet with the parent and request the parent for an evaluation. At that time, the parent will receive their parent rights and the consent forms for the assessments that will be done on the child. So if the parent agrees to the assessment, then we proceed with an initial 60-day evaluation process. If the parent disagrees, then we will not proceed with the assessments. The second is the school-based MTSS SST. So MTSS is a multi-tiered support system. SST is the school study team. So with this, the school provides increased levels of support based on the child's needs. If the school interventions are ineffective for a particular student, then the school provides more intensive interventions at a second level. If those interventions do not work, then the school will want to consider an evaluation to determine whether there's a specific learning disability for the student. This process is still fairly new to our district. However, we already started using it and it's become very effective. So once the interventions begin and the study team or the MTSS will begin with the interventions for the student, and after a couple of months of interventions, the team reviews the interventions, and depending on the data and the results, the team will meet with the SPED team, so the teacher, the psychologist, the parent, speech and language if they're involved, the LEA, so the administrators, and we'll all come as a team and determine whether there needs to be a special education evaluation. So if it's determined and the team agrees that there should be an evaluation, then a meeting is held with the parents, and the parents' rights are given to the parent. The consent forms are given to the parent. And if the parent agrees to the assessment, then we begin with the 60-day evaluation process. For the parent written request, then the parent they want their child evaluated for special education because they've been noticing that the child is struggling academically, or they might have some concerns. So in order for them to do this, they write a letter that's signed by them stating that they would like their child assessed for special education services. Then the school psychologist reviews the child's records, and they provide the parents with a written response within 15 days, whether the psychologist agrees or disagrees with the assessments. If the psychologist agrees, then we hold a meeting with the parent, and the parent receives their parent rights along with consent forms for assessments. However, if the psychologist disagrees, then we do an MTSS SST level of support for the student, and the student receives the interventions, and then we follow the MTSS SST referral process. If the parent agrees, so after the process, the MTSS process, referral process, then it's noticed that the child is struggling academically or behaviorally, and they do agree to determine that we should hold an evaluation for the student. Then we hold a meeting with the parent, and if the parent agrees, then they would go ahead and sign the consent forms, whether they agree or disagree, and we would begin the 60-day evaluation with the student. Lastly, with any of the referral processes used, the IEP will be developed and will be implemented with the student.